Morning, everybody. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach, and I help people to live, to speak, and to lead with confidence. Why do I do that? Because hear this quote: whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right. So I help people to find the can and to be able to go out and to do big things in the world. Today, we want to start a series, Find Your Why. And, as we go along, we'll kind of figure it out. Don't want to make any big promises, but I'm here today. And we're starting a series on finding your why. Do you know why you were put on this earth? Are you living your purpose in your opinion? So, before we go into that, let me just do our confessions because it's a good way to start the day on the right footing, because where your focus goes, your energy will definitely flow. If you start the day on a negative footing, like everything's negative and nothing is going to work, most likely that is where your energy is going to go. I heard this story listening to a podcast yesterday, and the coach was saying that people crash a lot of the time because they keep on looking at where they're heading to as opposed to looking away. So a lot of the times when people are about to crash, the reason that they actually do is because they look at where they're heading and looking at what is going to happen, what is likely, and that's exactly what happens. And this coach was just relating that she found herself in such a position where it looked like she was about to crash a car, and she remembered the teaching, that thing about looking away. And when she did, somehow, some which what way, she was able to veer the vehicle away from the impending doom and mayhem and accidents and getting hurt. So where your focus goes, definitely that is where your energy is going to go. So let us start right. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow. And I have nothing missing and nothing broken. If I were to just focus on everything that was wrong in my life, how would I ever get to the point of opportunity? How would I ever be able to look up and see the sliver of light that is hope, that is the possibilities of what I can do today? It's best we stay there in the positivity of life and be able to do good because of that focus on what is possible, what's going right, what I can do even with what I have right now. So I hope I've inspired you. A special good morning to the diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. We're starting a series in the club on Saturday. It's called the Love and Respect series. It's on relationships. It's totally free. It's going to literally be a Zoom meeting, and you don't have to put on cameras or anything, right? So if you are not in the club, you're not able to join. So you need to literally be in the To All the Girls Success Club right here. The name is right here. To join and to, just to be part of our Zoom meetings on a Saturday evening. So that's happening, and we're looking forward to having lots of people there. Hey, by the way, my new book is out. You can go see it here on Amazon. Good Girl Gone Wife is now on Amazon, on Kindle, as well as a hard copy. You can get it there. So without further ado, you guys, I really just want to, hey, Danet, how are you? Send you the link for Danet. Please go to, you want to be part of it as well. Please go to Facebook, and can you just search for the To All the Girls Success Club? And if you just ask to be let in, answer the questions, I'll definitely let you in, my friend. Yeah, for sure. Okay, just make sure you're a girl. Okay, make sure it's for women only. It's To All the Girls Success Club is the name of it. You guys, let's start with a series today. I love to just think about, and let me share my screen. And this is it. Find your why. All right. I love to speak about it because you're most welcome. Danet says thank you. Yeah, you're most welcome. I love to speak about finding your why and to think about it in the first instance. Perhaps the first reason is because my second book I will be publishing in the first quarter of next year. And it's literally called I'm Not Going Back to the Office: How I Found My Dream Career During the Pandemic. That's the name of the book. So I'm already like planting it in your mind. This one will be launched right here in Edmonton. Good morning, Edmonton. If you're watching me, thank you for being here as well, wherever you're watching me from. And I've been delving into this topic because all throughout the pandemic, what was happening with me was getting deeper into purpose and deeper into figuring out what I wanted to do with my life and finding a way to make that happen. Of course, I read a couple books that perhaps most people know about. Let me just move to the next page right here. Simon Sinek. He has the whole series on why, right? Um, Simon Sinek in this book, Find Your Why. I love what he said there. Fulfillment is a right and not a privilege. And honestly, like throughout the pandemic, I began to feel that way. I was like, why am I doing a job that I don't even like? Why? I mean, apart from the obvious, you need to have income. But I was like, is it possible at all to be able to do the thing that you were called to do, that you think you were meant to do, and to make a living? I came across this quote, I think, also during the pandemic, that it is possible to make an impact and make an income. Possible to make an impact and make an income. We have two kinds of people, or three, right? We have those people who are walking in calling, walking in purpose and passion, and doing it at such a high level. It doesn't feel like work. It's bringing the rewards of lives being changed, but also bringing income. Then we have those people who seem to be walking in their why, but have not been able to turn it into something that's viable. Then we have the other set of people who are just simply just I'm just doing this for the money. I don't really care about this job. Have you ever felt that way? Like, I don't really care about it. I'm just doing it because. And there are those people like that who live their entire lives not feeling that sense of fulfillment from work that is meaningful enough, yes, to bring in the income, but to also tug at their heartstrings, and to at the end of the day you feel so fulfilled because you've done something. Are you there, my friends? I want to ask that question this morning. And if you just join me on this journey for the next couple weeks, we will be speaking about it, because I've spent the last 2 or 3 years not just thinking about it, but also putting it into practice to now be able to come write about it, speak about it, and hopefully inspire other people to go on that journey of being that fulfilled in life. It is possible. It really is possible. So I have an ask. Although my book is written, the other one that I'm thinking about is to test a hypothesis about where your gifts and your why collide, that you have a calling, that you have something that you can sustain, something that you can work with, that you can make your own, that your love is written all over it, and people can see that it just comes from the depth of you. Okay. So if you know anybody who seems to be living their why, anybody who seems to be walking in their calling, can you tell me? Can you put it in the chat, or DM me, or tag them in the post or something, wherever you're watching me on YouTube? It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter if they're big wigs or not. If somebody you know is walking in their calling, what I want to do is for the next year, just spend some time doing interviews with those people to test out the hypothesis that if you have your why and you know your gifts and you put the two things together, maybe you have a calling. I want to test out the hypothesis just because it's hypothetical, because that's just what happened with me, right? My why, let me just move to the next slide, and then we will talk a little bit, trying to keep it, within time so people can get accustomed to seeing me at this time in the morning. In the same book, Find Your Why by Simon Sinek, he says this. Can you see my screen? And I present this as well, right? So I can present this to your class. I can present this in seminars. If you especially youth groups and people who are concerned about their people walking in calling and walking in passion, just give me a call. We'll arrange, we'll do some seminars. I'll come in and help your people to help themselves and help your organization as well. Okay, that's key. That's what I do. So here's the quote: people and organizations who know their why enjoy greater long term success, command greater trust and loyalty among employees and customers, and are more forward thinking and innovative than the competition. Put yourself in there. Are you that person who is walking in their why and knows exactly why you do what you do? And I love to take that quote and to turn it on its head in terms of not just for the organization, but even in entrepreneurship, even in just you as an individual. Finding your why can dictate what job you do, what charities you support or start. It can dictate even, where you find yourself. If you have that internal compass of this is what I'm supposed to be, and I've figured a way to make it work, not just as a passion, but as a way of life and as a way of living, of making money, of having an income, how much greater are you able to sustain it because all of the factors are checked? So the way I came to my why was because I've just lost. I've had some major losses in life. And it wasn't just the loss, you guys. Everybody, I think, has experienced losses in life, haven't you? Let me just go back. If you're just joining me, welcome. Especially, I sent out my mailing list to say, come on into YouTube. So please, if you're on YouTube, like just hit the subscribe button. Let's get that going. Hit the subscribe button. And every time I go live or I put an update, you will be informed. How much that's just cool to be able to follow somebody and just get the good stuff that they do. I'm hoping you do. I'm that for you. I'm hoping you follow me that way. Okay. So what happened with me was I just lost. And a lot of people lose. And some people accept losing as part of life. And it is like you can't get away from it. But I think what you do with it can make or break you. If something happens in your life, and my speech, find your why, or what's in your sling, is actually on YouTube as well. So you can go find it there. Just follow, go explore the channel. It's there. Or is it on Lisa M. Dublin? I've got two channels. I'm gonna put them in the chat when I'm done here, so you can find them. Okay, I'll put them in the comments after. I really should have done that before, but I just lost at life. I just lost. The first one was in university where I suffered like major clinical depression. Just not down in the blues. No. This one was falling into yourself and not being able to climb back out. Does anybody know that feeling of not being able to function even though you're supposed to be bright and everything, and just simply not being able to function? And to the point where I had to leave school, go off, clear my mind here in Canada for 6 months with my family and kind of figure life out. It's when I found Christ. It's when I think I perhaps began on this just long journey of personal development, wanting to do better. But it really began with the sting of loss. And I'm very particular to people losing. I am the champion of the underdog, the champion, not just of the person who is the victim, but the person who people are happy for when that person fails. I am that person's friend because I don't really care who you think you are, what you do. You have the right to be fulfilled. You have the right to try the best that you can. You have the right, in the face of people thinking, who do you think you are, to make your table right there. Right there. And I'm that person. Oftentimes, I'm the coach for those kinds of people because I know the sting of loss, and it's better on the other side. I know the sting of when it just looks like nothing is working, everybody's laughing, you have nowhere to turn, And some which what way, because of a word, because of somebody giving you a helping hand, because of inspiration from stuff like this, because of even working with a coach to kind of get you back on your feet, then you begin to win again. Now, don't get me wrong. Many times, sometimes the victims, sometimes they do have their own isms. I think anybody who's trying to accomplish anything does have a little bit of, oh, I think I'm all that. And I think that is what a lot of people cannot stand. But I totally understand it because I am of that ilk myself. Like, who do you think you are, Lisa Dublin, with a right to be the best that she can be? And not to be in competition with anybody, but to be in competition with the best version of herself. And so for me, being a speaker, a writer, a coach who's doing stuff like inspiring people, coming out with my writings and the coaching, especially the coaching now, because that's where my program is called How to Get Unstuck. And it really is for those people who might be achieving great things in certain areas of their lives, but in one certain area, perhaps they feel stuck. Just come on in. So we're able to work on that and get it up to par with the other areas of your life where you are succeeding. You have all the answers. But sometimes we just simply need help. We need someone to kind of just guide us and be with us while we play around in our own heads to find the answers. So, like, coaching is you and me talking about you and looking at your life, and that's what it is. So that's my why. And so what I did was I want people to win. Like, why should you not win? Why should you have to live life downtrodden, defeated, not ever experiencing the high of having accomplished something and feeling victory on your back and feeling the wind in your head? Like, why should you not accomplish that? Why should you not feel that? So I am like queen of the underdog, queen of the comeback, queen of the rising again, because you can do it. And that is my impulse. And so that's my why. And I use my gifts, which are speaking, writing, and my skill of coaching to be able to create results and to be able to sustain it. I want to end just last thing with something that I heard Bob Proctor say. And he says that the level of your compensation is going to depend on the need for what you do, your skill at delivering it, and and he said too, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. I love this last one, the difficulty in replacing you, because it really talks about that love of the thing that cannot be imitated, that you bring to bear in your creativity and in how you present it in a way that nobody else can. So you guys, we're going to continue talking about your why. I hope this has inspired you to at least start to think about, what is my place in this world? Why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? It's never too late for you to begin that thought process. It can lead to greater things for you. So thank you so much for listening this morning. I'll be back on tomorrow, kind of jumping over to Instagram right now because something was going on with my camera. And yeah, I'm gonna just do Instagram right now, so you can join me for 6:20 right there. So see you tomorrow, everybody, and make sure you just take the time to kind of find your why. Bye, and see you tomorrow.